Are you going to the 2024 National Sports Collectors Convention? Well, if you are, this next set of videos from the Meelypop shop here in Gainesville, Florida is all for you. We're going to give kind of some tips and tricks, some intros, some buying and selling point of views, and it's going to come from myself, a seasoned veteran of the National. I've been there 10 consecutive years. Throw in the COVID year, so it doesn't make it as consecutive. And I have two guys from the shop who have worked at the National with me multiple years, with multiple years of experience, and are awesome guys at the shop that want to also share with you. So this is going to be a really, really cool opportunity for you as someone who is looking to go to this National in Cleveland, Ohio at the IX Center. I can't wait for you to hopefully take home some of these nuggets. So tune in, make sure you get all these videos saved and you get them. The basic history of this show is that it is the greatest show on earth. It has been around since 1980. I believe the first show was in LA in a hotel airport with probably 50, 100 people. I have no idea how many was at the first show, so if you were there, let me know in the comments. But it is now tens and tens of thousands of people, if not 100,000 people at the last convention in Chicago last year in 2023. This is not the casual show at your local church fellowship hall or the gymnasium of the high school down the street. This is the mecca of all sports collectibles. And when I say sports, it's not just sports, it's entertainment, it's non-sports, it's TCG to the nth degree on TCG. You see everything from Pokemon, One Piece, Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball Z, Lorcana. You see everything in that realm as well. You have memorabilia at this show. I have had the chance to see some of Babe Ruth and Jackie Robinson's jerseys and held a bat swung by Ty Cobb. I mean, there's so many incredible experiences from that side on the memorabilia. There's autograph signers, and there are people who are celebrities and athletes that are just walking the show that enjoy the show. It is our 10th consecutive show for the shop. We started in 2015, my wife and I did, with a little booth at the back in Chicago with a little sign that had some information up and a little banner with Meelypops, to where we are today. We're taking a team of 10 people up this year. Come visit us. We will be partnered with Andy from Indie Card Exchange in the same section, same booth. So please come visit us. We'll have that graphic I can put up on screen for you so you can see how to come check us out in our booth numbers. I want to give you some thoughts on prepping for this amazing show. There are so many factors that go into what to take, how much to take, where do I stay, how do I get there, how long am I going to be there for, who am I going to go visit, who am I going to go sell to, who am I going to go trade to, who am I going to go buy from. There's so many elements to prepping. As you maybe have gone for your first time or gone for your 50th time, I'd like to kind of give you some thoughts and some ideas to think about as you are prepping for the National and the Cleveland IX Center this year in 2024. So the first thing is a financial thought process. So financially, how are you prepping? Are you bringing cash? If you're bringing cash, that's going to help you tremendously versus digital funds. The reason why? Because everybody accepts cash. There's nobody at this show you're going to go up to and say, do you want cash, or do you want Venmo, or do you want Zelle or Cash App? They're going to say, I want cash. So cash is by far the priority when it comes to buying and transacting with people. Why? It's easy, it's fast, it's simple. Everybody knows it. Everyone knows how it feels versus a crypto coin or a Venmo payment. So if you can bring that, I think that's going to help you a ton. Sometimes people don't like to travel with cash. You don't like to get on the planes. Trust me, I've heard stories with that. So why not get with your bank that's locally in the Cleveland area and then withdraw from there when you get there? I think that'll help out a ton. You can set those things up ahead of time. I do that all the time when I go to bigger shows. Second, don't deplete your savings account. Create a budget for yourself financially. Think about what you want to spend on this trip. Think about your overhead expenses. If you're going as a collector, then I think you don't need to worry so much about the overhead because that's part of it. If you're going as a flipper or a business person or a dealer, you definitely have to think about the overhead. I'm always thinking about that side. Where's our profit mark? How much profit can we make? How much sales can we make over overhead? You know, those net profits, all those things that we're always considering. So make sure you set your budget. Make sure you know what you want to spend on. And then also put a little bit extra to the side. And I always say that because there's always going to be something at the National that you're going to just love and sink your eyes and your heart and soul, and you're going to want to get that before you leave. So definitely have goals, all right? Have some goals. Know what you want to go find. Make that list. Make that the cards that you want to pick up for football season, for basketball season, for hockey, for baseball, for soccer, for TCG. Make that list of the things that you're looking for. And I would always tell you, don't compromise. So when you're walking the show on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday and you're not finding it, trust me, there's a lot there to find. Ask people too, if you're at a booth that has non-sports, for example, and you don't have that X-Men Hugh Jackman autograph, ask the guys there, ask people around who are looking, is there any other non-sports that you've seen? People will help you. We are a awesome hobby and awesome collector, just group of people that love all of this. So that will be, I think, an area in terms of creating goals and following those goals. I did mention cash earlier in the financial aspect. Digital payments, I would say as a dealer, what I noticed, the number one digital payment I think almost everybody will probably accept if they accept digital is PayPal. Secondarily, it's probably Zelle or Venmo. And then third is probably like a Cash App type thing. Do people accept crypto? Do people accept other types of payment? Yeah, I don't think you can write a check and get away with it at this show. But I think that if you have those digital payments, that will be my pecking order when it comes to that. So financially, hopefully I've given you a little bit to think about when you prep for this show. Practically, so how do you prep practically for the National? Number one, travel. How are you getting there? And then when you are there, how are you getting to and from there? As many of you know, the IX Center is a very different type of setup than the Rosemont Center last year in Chicago. It is not connected to anything. It is literally in the middle of this giant cement parking lot, and half of the building or a part of the building is owned by Amazon. So it is a huge, huge building. The card show is going to be taking place in that building, but you will not be able to just go and run up and take a shower, 5-10 minutes, walk back to your hotel. So as I say that, think about how you're going to get there. Think about the lines that you might have to be in if you have to wait in any lines, specifically to buy admission tickets or anything like that. Buying anything online, obviously QR codes or getting things done ahead of time is going to help you, but make sure you have got that figured out, because you don't want to lose time making this huge travel to Cleveland and then you're stuck because you can't get an Uber and you didn't realize that the Uber wait is 45 minutes, you know? Those kinds of things I think just think through. Second, how are you carrying your stuff around? I've seen this so many times, people lugging boxes. I've seen people with pull carts, luggage cases. Those are all great ideas, but make sure you have a way to move your collectibles, especially if you're trying to sell stuff on the move, trying to trade with people. You got to have something. Now, everyone's like, oh, that's right, you just get a Zion case or get a Pelican case. Yeah, you can do that, and I think those are also very, very helpful. But if you're going to be someone who's got a ton of weight on a backpack, or you're carrying briefcases or things like that, that can be very arduous, especially when there's hundreds of thousands of people around. So make sure you have something. Shout out to Zion cases. You can use our code Meelypops. I think they give you 10 or 15% off. If you want to get one of those, I was looking on his website just recently, and he has a lot of stuff still in stock. I say he, it's Clint. Shout out to Clint who owns it. No shout out to that. He's a Cubs fan, though, and I got the Cardinals fan hat on today. But Clint is a good guy. He owns Zion, and he has a little code that can hook you up. Just put in Meelypops, and you can put that in on the checkout page. Badges. Badges have changed this year. They are not as easy as it was before. I know I've talked in previous videos where people can pick up dealer badges from folks. People can pick up badges. They can get one ahead of the time. That's not happening this year. I just got off the phone earlier and having to try and get badges for my team, just enough badges for the people who are working in the team to even be there. It's a very tricky situation this year. So make sure you've got that figured out. It's not as easy as it once was. And for those of you who don't set up and try and get a dealer badge, you're putting names on those badges too. So I'm not sure if they're going to be checking that, but be mindful for that. So we did some financial prep. We did some practical prep. How about some physical prep? Start rockying. Start going out there and running a mile. Start going out there and lifting weights. No, I think walking is going to be very key. So if you want to get around to see everything, you're going to walk a lot. Your feet are going to hurt. Wear comfortable shoes. Bring a change of clothes. For you guys, bring a change of underwear and some deodorant. Trust me, I mean, you're going to be sweating, and it's going to be a lot you're going to be excited about. So bring that stuff out. Make sure you think about snacks. You know, do you want to bring some granola bars? Do you want to stop for food and get in line for 45 minutes, an hour and a half? I mean, there's crazy lines at these events. So do you want to do that at the event where you're waiting? I think that's a lost opportunity for a lot of people. So consider that with food. Also, how are you sleeping? If you go to the National and you stay up all night, those first couple nights, you will pay for it. So make sure you get enough rest. I think a lot of people don't realize that. I lose my voice every year at the National. I usually get sick near the end of the National because I have no voice. It's one of these things that it really does drain you. You are going to be used quite a lot in your voice and your physical capacities. So walking a lot. Make sure you understand how to get some snacks and food, maybe not having to wait, and also get you sleep, get you Z's. Fourth thing, safety. Safety, safety, safety. Number one, obviously you want to be safe in general. Last year in Rosemont, it was a little crazy. Bathrooms were overflowing. There's no AC. People were passing out. Some guy had a heart attack. These are things that I heard at the event. This year, hopefully, the IX Center, they have that under better control. Make sure you know where your stuff is. When you're walking around with backpacks and extreme valuables, make sure you know where your stuff is. Trust me, you can get stuff stolen. It's a funny story. I was at a trade night, I remember, probably like 4 years ago, and this kid was sitting at a table with about $5,000 worth of cards on the table, and he won a prize, and he didn't have any friends, by the way. He was just sitting by himself at this table with the rest of the collectors around him. He won a prize in a raffle and walked and left all his stuff. He actually left $50 cash on the table and went up to get his blaster box, and then came back probably 4 or 5 minutes later. Now, granted, there were a lot of people there who were watching out for him and told him, but be very mindful. Don't do those things. You know, you can get caught up into, especially young folks at trade nights. There's a lot of people that are savvy that are looking to steal, and I don't want you to come home and lose some cards. You know what I mean? Those are some things I would think as you prep, as you think about the National, as you kind of are milling in your mind what's going to happen. The last thing I would like to talk about is just kind of the potential opportunity that is this event. It is a Tuesday early dealer setup day, Wednesday normal dealer setup day, VIP Wednesday, I think it's at 3 o'clock till 8 or 9 or 10 that night, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all day. It is an opportunity where there is going to be billions, not millions, but billions of dollars in collectibles at this place, billions being probably spent as well at this venue. It is the greatest show on earth for that reason. There is so much action. It truly is the New York Stock Exchange of Cards floor, you know, from back in those old movies in the 80s and 90s, straight out like a Wolf of Wall Street kind of, you know, understanding, thinking about how much stuff is going on. That is what the National is. It's very fast-paced. PSA, Beckett, CGC, SGC, everybody else in between, all the graders are going to be there. How much opportunity you have to submit something, to grade something, to then take the potential to take that card now that's a PSA 10 and sell it on the floor. There are plenty of cards that there's a difference between a 9 and a 10. It might be $5, $10, $15, $100,000, $1 million if you get into the super high end. And so the grading potential is there. Make sure you know what that's figured out. How have you got your forms done beforehand? What are the lines going to look like for that? PSA will be busy. So think about all of that. And then, of course, the trading opportunities at trade nights and meeting people on the show floor. There is so much you can do from that trading world. Lastly, I'll close with this as we finish this kind of first prepping for the National episode. Have fun. Enjoy it. Enjoy people around you. And remember, you know, this is a hobby. So many young kids, if you can make a kid's day at the National, it will go a long way. It'll make you feel a lot better. If you can help someone with, you know, 5, 10, 50 bucks, whatever you might be blessed with, to help them get that card that you hear in a negotiation, do those things. I mean, the hobby is a family. It really is an awesome group of people, and I think you'll enjoy this show. But that'll be it for me. Meelypod is our new YouTube channel. We have a podcast. Please check us out. We're on YouTube and Facebook for the video. We're on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and like 37 others when it comes to the audio only. Check it out. We got some cool episodes, and we'll be adding more of these National videos. We'll have a second and a third as well. So make sure you hit subscribe, like this video, and then get your notifications set so you can catch the new ones when they come out. See ya!